just as commutative and associative properties are very helpful in calculation, so is the distributive property. So for example, let's say that we know that 15 times 15 is 225 and 2 times 15 is 30. Those are numbers that kids might remember with the perfect squares. Kids often remember perfect squares, and 2 times 15 is 30 is a doubling number, so it's quite reasonable for them to know what those are. Now, what if now you're asked to calculate 17 times 15? Well, if we look at this grid, this is 17 and this is 15. And sure enough, we could go in there and count them all, or we can figure out what 17 times 15 is straight, or using a calculator or whatever, so that would give us the total area. Or couldn't we split up the shape into 15 times 15, the area into 15 times 15 and 2 times 15, right? And then we know what those are, 225 and 30. So the total would be 255. So what we're doing is we're saying, well, that's 15 plus 2 times 15, or 15 times 15 plus 2 times 15. And there's our distributive property. Right, so it's very helpful in mental math. Same idea can happen with subtraction. So let's see, what is this? This is 6, and this is 10. That's 1, and this is 9. So interesting. So they have things crossed out. So I think it would make sense that they're trying to figure out what 6 times 9 is. But that may be something that kids don't remember. Could be, it's a basic fact, but let's say that we don't know how to do that. So, but couldn't we figure out 6 times 10, which is super easy, and then subtract one of the rows? 6 times 10 minus 6. So 60 minus 6 is 54. That's another way to remember the multiplication by 9. And that too has to do with addition, because what we wrote is 6 times 10 minus 1. 9 columns is actually 10 minus 1 column. Okay, so let's look at 20 times 15. Well, 20 times 15, right, is 2 times 10 times 15. I'm going to use associative property to multiply 2 and 15 first to get 30. So the total is 300. All right, so I've really written this out to make the associative property really, really evident here. Now, if we know that 20 times 15 is 300, how could we calculate 19 times 15? Well, isn't 19 20 minus 1? Right. And if we use the distributive property, couldn't we write that that is 20 15ths minus 20 groups of 15 minus 1 group of 15? So that's 300 minus 15, 285. All right, so that's quite interesting. So what we did 20 times 15, and we crossed out one of the rows. Right, so it was 300 minus 15.